sophomore, Amari Young. And Amari, 10 for 12 from the free throw line. Not too shabby here tonight, huh? How about that work at the stripe?
Yes, I've been working on my free throws over the summer, so I'm happy. Starting to pay off.
What was this first regular season game like for you and your team?
We started off a little shaky, but we got the win, but we got to go back to the drawing board.
I want to ask you defensively. The one thing I like about your game is seems like you can guard any position out there on the floor. And tonight you were able to get your hands on a lot of passes. Is that something that you really work hard to try to do, day in and day out?
Yes, ma'am. We stress defense, and I have a little length to me, so being long helps me. And, when I'm anticipating the passes, it helps a lot.
What's the feel about this team as you begin your regular season? You've had 6 weeks to officially prepare, but months of preparation prior to that. Where do you all feel like you are right now as a team compared to maybe the first time you hit the floor this time last year against the same Campbell team?
I think we have a lot in store this season. It's still the beginning of the season, so we got a lot to work on, but it's just the beginning, so I think there's more to come.
We're really excited to see you and the rest of your teammates this year, Amari. Good game tonight.
Thank you.
Amari Young, our player of the game, again, ended up tying the team lead in scoring, and she will actually share our player of the game honors tonight with Ajah Wayne, who now joins us. Weezy, welcome.
Hi.
How'd it go tonight?
This wasn't really one of our, best games, but we competed, I guess.
Okay. But you came up a little lame at one point there. Tell us how you're doing with the leg. You tried to come back in. I see you still had a bit of a limp. How you feeling?
I have a cramp. It's still there. I feel it right now. But I know I just had to come out and get my team energy, if nothing else. So that's what I did.
I think transitionally, I know you love to push the ball in transition. Tonight you were able to pick up some easy baskets, them not stepping in front and stopping you. But this team, you like that, right? That's something that you guys want to do as you move throughout the season.
Yeah, that's something that we focus on, especially in practice. Coach likes to run. She likes to play fast. She don't really like to set up. So that's something that we focus on, and we got to take advantage of that because we are, guards, and we're faster than most teams.
I asked Amari this just a second ago. I'll pitch it to you. Where do you all think you are right now as a team compared to when you took the floor for the first time this time last year against the same Campbell team? And what do you think you all are capable of this year?
Last year I feel like we were more prepared. This year I just feel like we have to stay true to who we are, and we kind of got away from that the first beginning. We really just have to, listen to our coach. We have to do what she say, beginning and the end. So I think that's what we have to do. And then for the rest of the season, I think we're going to be good once we get our chemistry going, and I think we go further than we did last year.
Excited to see what you guys can do next week at Auburn, and we will talk to you then from there.
Thank you.
Ajah Wayne, congratulations to you, and again to Amari Young, our co-players of the game for Old Dominion women's basketball. We'll give you the quick numbers right now. Young, 16 points, 8 rebounds. She was 10 of 12 from the free throw line, added 5 steals and 2 assists with no turnovers in 30 minutes. You just heard from Ajah Wayne, 16 points, also 8 rebounds, 3 steals and a turnover in 26 minutes. She was 7 of 15 from the floor. The Monarchs over Campbell by a final score of 59-44. Hello there, Nikki McCray.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. That was about as ugly as a win, but guess what? A big credit to Campbell and their defense. When you look at Ronnie's team, they make you play ugly. And the novelty of what we do was worn off because I think he knew what we were going to do. They watched us the other night because our game was on TV. And just having a feel for us last year. And I thought he was very much prepared. And it took us a minute, they packed it in on us. We tried to do some things to try to get downhill. The areas that we worked on this summer, we didn't really do that this summer. We couldn't finish at the rim to save our life today. But some positives. We held that team to 29%, 2 for 17 from the three-point line, and we finally out-rebounded them on the board. So really proud of that. I thought they beat us to 50-50 balls tonight. So I was a little disappointed in that, and those are things that we can control. And our coaches just made a great point. We won this game, so we know we can get better at it. It's one thing if we got to get better, when you lose and you're going to practice. So glad that we came out with the win.
But we talked about it during the pregame show earlier tonight, and also earlier in the week in our season preview, which again you can watch in full Facebook, YouTube, and then Monarch Media as well at ODUsports.com. This game was going to be void on style points, given the way that both teams defend. So, with that in mind, what things did you see that you were very encouraged by from a stylistic standpoint moving forward beyond game number one?
Well, number one, I thought that, we really attacked them in transition. When we started attacking the one side, things started opening up. I thought when we got ball reversals, we were able to get a lane line drive. We knew we had to win the lane line. I did think he made an adjustment. He started coming over with his second guard, and he took a couple charges. Now we got to see the weak side because that was wide open. But I did think that we were still able to do what we do. We just had to shift it a little bit. But it was just really ugly.
Well, like you said, you take that ugly win over a pretty loss. But I think we said at halftime, one of the adjustments was getting on the boards. And I felt like you guys really did that well. Was that something you all talked about, too, at the half?
Definitely. I did address that they were out rebounding us, and I said that we need to win this battle. And I thought we came out, and, when you got people like Ajah and Amari, they're going to rebound for you. This is where we miss someone like Maggie. Maggie was a guard that she just has an innate instinct to get in the paint. And she wants the ball. I thought Marie did a good job of rebounding. She got 5 offensive rebounds. And I thought her size really affected them, and that's really good to have somebody that's long, that is a rim protector for you. She's just still finding her way and just trying to get her rhythm.
How important is that, though, for somebody? You had talked about it coming into this year, the timing being one of the strongest assets when it comes to Reichert's ability to block shots. She gets 5 of them and was really close to getting a few more on top of that. Just how important is that, considering you are Sans Maggie this year?
It is. I mean, it's huge for us, and it's great to have that because that's what she does naturally. We got to get her the ball more because she doesn't get enough touches in practice to where she sees it going through to the hoop. So that's my fault, and that is going to be a priority from here on out because she's going to be on the floor, and she's just got to get a feel for that. And especially when we're not shooting the ball, we got to have another source, and that is to get the ball inside.
I thought she did some really good things, too, that you're not going to see on the stat sheet. I thought she opened up the lane a couple of times, just getting in the way, whether it was purposely or not. I like her toughness inside, too, and I feel like, and you can say, I think that's something that, as you said, you got to have in there.
We definitely got to have it. We got to get more, from Ashley. We got to get more from Deja. Deja hasn't really been in. She's, she had some back issues. She had, wisdom teeth out. So she really missed a lot of the preseason. So, and I just talked to her. She's got to get her timing back. I think Ashley's in unbelievable, great shape, and she's worked all summer, and scoring the basketball for us. And she just does things that you don't really see on the stat sheet. And I look down and I'm shocked that she only played 5 minutes. But she just does so much. I thought when they went small, we had to make an adjustment. So that's a reflection of her not playing because they did play small and we started switching.
One thing I can say with certainty to folks who are watching here on Facebook Live, we talk about it all the way across on the airwaves throughout the ODU Sports Radio Network. Old Dominion basketball works hard on free throw shooting, and we saw some of the benefits of that tonight with Amari Young, 10 for 12 from the free throw line.
Amari's been coming in. She has an appointment that she comes in with one of our managers. That's her. I see her, I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm going to get my free throws in. I'm like, okay. And she shoots 100 free throws, and it is paying dividends. Her and Ajah Wayne need to be double-doubles for us. But they are, they have a chance to be really special. They just need to maintain it and be very consistent.
But with points at a premium, that was especially noticeable tonight. When Amari went to the free throw line and he knew it was money in the bag. That seemed to be where the separation started to happen for your team.
Definitely, and I'm glad that she's committed to that because we know she's going to get to the free throw line. Taylor's got to, get in there, because she's a person that's going to get to the free throw line as well as, Ajah Wayne. was very uncharacteristic of Vicky tonight. Just didn't have any production. I mean, she did rebound, but just no points. That's uncharacteristic of her.
Yeah, she seemed to be a little extra wound up, seeing as she didn't play much here down the stretch last year with that foot injury, but I'm sure she's got many more points to be had. As you turn the attention now to game number 2, a big one coming up at Auburn, but it's not, as I mentioned to folks watching here, it's not the first time that you've seen SEC competition. In fact, you saw one of the teams picked to win the SEC this year in a closed-door scrimmage in South Carolina. How much are you trying to write on the fact that you've already seen really good competition at that kind of level when you go down to take on the Tigers this coming Thursday?
Well, I think, Auburn is known. They put pressure on you that make you take ugly shots. They generate a lot of their offense with their defense. They're going to press us for 40 minutes. They have length, athleticism, and size pretty much at every position. We definitely got to make shots because that's what you have to do against that. And then you have to attack pressure with pressure. So, we got 5 days before we play them. We have tomorrow off, and then we're going to, tomorrow is with their families, no basketball, nothing, and then we're going to get right back at it on Sunday.
So basically, to shorten it up here, it's basically iron sharpens iron in terms of a pressure standpoint, fighting pressure with pressure, that being the focus of the next few days for you all.
Definitely. We just got to, we got to get confident in what we're doing. We got to execute better. And, right now I'm like, our execution isn't great because 1 through 4 is having to learn all spots. And last year we put people in spots, so it's ugly right now. I'm not ditching it because I know it's going to pay dividends in January, February, and March, which is where we want to be sharp. But, yes, we got to make sure that we understand what we're doing. And there's some confusion there when you're used to playing a different spot. But, we'll be better at that. And, that's just repping it after repping it. And, so hopefully it won't look as ugly, in week 2.
But still a 15-point victory against a team that won 23 games a year ago and went to the semifinals of their postseason tournament, including finals of their conference tournament. Well done on game number 1.
Thank you, and thank you to our fans for coming out. It was ugly, but a win is a win. We need you back here on Education Day. All the schools, we're really looking forward to it, and just tune in, next week as we take on the Auburn Tigers.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You heard it straight from the boss there. Nikki McCray, head coach of Old Dominion women's basketball, as 1,915 came to Chartway Arena and saw the Monarchs defeat Campbell in our regular season opener in the 2019-2020 campaign. Again, the final score, Old Dominion 59 and Campbell 44. Read the post-game recap at ODUsports.com and get some more post-game thoughts there from Coach McCray in her press conference, along with a couple other shining stars here from ODU women's basketball.